Welcome back to Formfully. This is the second part of the Linux administration questions and answer video. In this segment, you will encounter the next set of 50 MCQs about Linux. If you haven't watched the previous part covering Linux MCQs, please check out that first. Let's begin with the first MCQ now. What character is placed at the end of a command line to start the command in the background? Options are dot, question mark, backslash, ampersand. So the correct option is ampersand. When you append ampersand at the end of a command in terminal or shell, it allows the command to run independently in the background, freeing up the terminal for other operations. The dot typically represents the current directory in file path or is used as a print of a file name extension. The question mark is often used as a wildcard character in command line operations to represent single character in file or text matching. The backslash is commonly used as an escape character or for specific functionalities within command line commands, but not for running commands in the background. So correct option is ampersand. The kill command can be used to kill processes and jobs. Is this statement true or false? Yes, the statement is correct. The syntax of kill command is like this: kill -s signal PID, where signal is the type of signal you want to send. If you don't specify a signal, by default the term 15 signal is sent, which requests the process to terminate. PID is the process ID of the process you want to terminate. So the statement is correct. Moving to next question. Which command or tool is used to create, read, update and delete cron jobs? Options are cron, cron-d, vi cron, cron tab. Here the correct tool command which is used to create, read, update and delete in Linux system is cron tab. Other options are incorrect as cron is the process that execute scheduled commands but isn't a tool for managing this task. Cron-d refers to the cron daemon, the background service managing cron jobs, not a user-facing tool. Vi cron isn't a recognized command or tool for managing cron jobs. So correct option is 4th. Next statement. The BIOS begins the computer's boot process and passes control to the bootloader. Options true or false. So this is the correct statement. The BIOS begins the computer's boot process by checking hardware, then passes control to the bootloader, which loads the operating system into memory. So correct option is true. Next question. Which of the following are Linux bootloaders? Options are LILO, GRUB, both LILO and GRUB, BIOS. So the correct option is C, both LILO and GRUB, as LILO stands for Linux Loader and GRUB stands for Grand Unified Bootloader, are both bootloaders responsible for loading the Linux kernel and starting the operating system. BIOS is not a bootloader but firmware responsible for hardware initialization during the boot process. In short, it provides low-level hardware initialization during the boot process. Next question. Which of the following is a temporary file system that is loaded into memory when the system boots? Options: kernel, VM Linux, VM Linux, initrd. So the correct option is initrd. This initrd stands for the initial RAM disk. It's a temporary file system that's get loaded into memory during the system's boot process. It contains essential drivers and files required to boot the system and initiate the process of mounting the actual root file system. So correct option is initrd. The next question. The /Linux directory contains the files required to boot Linux. The statement is true or false? So the statement is incorrect as in Linux system, essential files necessary for booting are typically spread across various directories under the root directory, that is / with no standard directory named like /Linux. So the correct option is false. Which command displays the content of the kernel ring buffer? Options are ring buf, ring b, rmesg, dmesg, Here the option D, DMESG is the right command to display the kernel ring buffer. It shows system messages including those logged during boot and while the system is running. Ring BUF and ESG, ring B, these are not standard Linux commands, so they don't exist in the typical Linux terminal environment. Next question. The syslog standard aids in the processing of messages, allow logging to be centrally controlled, uses facilities and severities to categorize messages. All of the above. The correct option is all of the above, as first option is correct, as the syslog standard helps in the processing of log messages. It defines a standardized way for systems and applications to generate, collect and manage log messages, making it easier to handle and interpret these logs. Second option is correct, as syslog facilitates centralized logging. It enables logs from various systems and devices to be sent to a centralized logging server or repositories. Third option is correct, as a syslog categorizes log messages using facilities and severities. Facilities represents the source or type of the message, while severities indicates the importance or level of the messages. This categorization helps in filtering and prioritizing log messages. Therefore, all the statements are correct. Next question. Which command can you use to generate log messages? Options are logger, log, logit. There is no such command, but the correct option is logger. This command is used to generate log messages in Linux system. By specifying the message contents with the logger command, users can create custom log entries, aiding in system monitoring, troubleshooting, or creating custom logs. Log and logit, these commands are not standard Linux command used to generate log messages. They are not recognized in most Linux environments for logging processing. So correct option is logger. Next question. Which command is used to partition a disk in Linux? Options are part, div, fdisk, split disk. Correct option is fdisk. This command is used to partition a disk in Linux. It allows user to create, delete and manage disk partitions on a block devices. Other options are not standard utilization for disk partitioning in Linux. So correct option is C. Next question. Partitioning a disk allows you to allocate different sections of the disk for different purposes. Options true or false. So this statement is true, as disk partitioning involves dividing a physical storage device such as a hard disk or SSD into separate sections or partitions. Each partition can be treated as an individual unit which can be formatted and used for various purposes. Moving to next question. Which command is used to format a disk partition in a specific file system in Linux? Options are formfs, mke2fs, newfs, format disk. So the correct option is B, mke2fs. This command is used to create an ext2, ext3 or ext4 file system on a disk partition in Linux. Commands like formfs, newfs and format disk are not standard Linux command for formatting disk partition. So correct option is B. Next question. How many primary partitions does the MVR partitioning scheme allows? Options are 2, 3, 4, unlimited. Here the correct option is 4. The MVR stands for Master Boot Record. These MVR partitioning scheme allows a maximum of 4 primary partitions on a storage device. In the MVR partitioning scheme, you can create up to 4 primary partitions. Alternatively, you can create 3 primary partitions and 1 extended partition. If you create an extended partition, it can further be subdivided into logical partitions. Next question. Which command is used to mount a file system in Linux? Options are attach, linkfs, mount, connect fs. The correct option is mount. The mount command is used to attach a file system to the system's file hierarchy in Linux, making it accessible for use. Other options are not valid commands for mounting file system in Linux. Next statement. A mount point is simply a directory that is used to access data on a partition. The statement is true or false. So a mount point is a directory in the file system that acts as an access point to a partition or another storage device. So the correct option is true. When a partition is mounted to a specific directory, that directory becomes the mount point. It provides access to the content of the mounted partition or storage device within the overall file system structure. What command prepares a swap partition for use? Afterwards, you can enable the swap partition with the swap-on command. Options are mkswap, mkhwp, makeswap, mswap. The command that prepares a swap partition for use in Linux and sets it up to be enabled with the swap-on command is mkswap. It prepares a partition to be used as a swap space by formatting it with the necessary structures and metadata required for swapping. Other options are incorrect as they do not correspond to valid Linux commands. Next question. What command is used to safely unmount a file system in Linux? Options are dismount, eject fs, umount, detach fs. Correct option is umount. This command is used to safely unmount a file system from the Linux system, making it safe to remove or detach the devices. Commands like dismount, eject fs, detach fs are not valid commands for safely unmount file system in Linux. Next question. Which command is used to check and repair file system in Linux? Options are fsck, chkfs, verifyfs, repair disk. The correct option is fsck. This command is used to check and repair Linux file system for errors. fsck stands for File System Consistency Check. The other options are incorrect as those are not standard commands for checking and repairing file system in Linux. So correct option is fsck. These two commands perform the same task. Commands are as below. Is this statement true or false? So the statement is true as both commands perform the same task for creating an ext4 file system on the /dev/sdb3 partition. First command uses the -t option to specify the file system type, in this case ext4, and then specify the devices or partition, that is /dev/sdb3 on which to create the ext4 file system. Second command, this is a specific command designed for creating an ext4 file system on the specified partition, that is /dev/sdb3. Next question. What command is used to display detailed information about storage devices and their attributes in Linux? Options are storage info, devstat, smartctl, diskdetail. The correct option is C, smartctl. The smartctl command is used to display detailed information about storage devices, including their self-monitoring, analysis, and reporting technology attributes in Linux. Other commands are not standard commands for retrieving detailed storage devices in Linux. Which command is used to change the label of a file system in Linux? Options are change label, set fs label, label mod, tune fs. So the set fs label command is used to change the label of a file system in Linux. Other options are incorrect as those are not standard commands for changing file system labels in Linux. So correct option is set fs label. What is an LVM snapshot used for in Linux? Options are to create a backup of the entire file system, to take a point-in-time copy of a logical volume, to defragment a logical volume, to synchronize data between two disks. So the correct option is B. An LVM snapshot is used to take a point-in-time copy of a logical volume. This can be useful for backup purposes and data consistency. These snapshots provides a consistent read-only view of the volume at the time the snapshot was taken. They are helpful for various purposes like backups, testing, and avoiding data corruption by freezing the state of a volume at a specific moment while the original data continues to change. The other options do not accurately describes the purpose of the LVM snapshot. So the correct option is B. Next question. Which command is used to display disk partition information, including partition type and size in Linux? Options are show part, part info, part 8, fdisk-l. The correct option is D, fdisk-l. This command, when invoked with the -l option, displays partition information of all disks available on the system. It provides details such as partition type, size, start and end points, and the file system associated with each partition. There is no commands in Linux named show part and part info to display disk partition details. While the parted command is used for partitioning table, it doesn't display partition information with the same level of details as fdisk-l do. So correct option is fdisk-l. Which LVM component combines multiple physical volumes into a single storage pool? Options are logical volume, volume group, file system, extent. So the option B is correct. A volume group in LVM combines multiple physical volumes into a single storage pool, allows you to manage and allocate storage space more flexibly. Logical volumes are not responsible for combining multiple physical volumes. They are the subdivisions within volume groups and are what users interact with, allocating space and creating file systems within them. Option C, file system, is incorrect as it resides within logical volumes and they manage how data is stored and retrieved. They are not directly responsible for combining physical volumes. Option D, extent. The extent is the basic unit of allocation within a logical volume. It represents a specific block size of data storage. So therefore among the options provided, the volume group is correct option. What command is used to manage logical volume management in Linux? Options are lvmanage, lvmctrl, lvmdisk, lvcreate. So the correct option is lvcreate. This command is a part of the LVM toolset in Linux and is specifically used to create logical volumes within the LVM. It's employed to create logical volumes from available volume groups. Other options are incorrect as they are not standard commands for managing logical volumes directly in Linux. What is the purpose of an LVM theme pool in Linux? Options are to store compressed data, to create a high performance logical volume, to allocate storage space dynamically, to mirror data for redundancy. The correct option is C, as an LVM theme pool is used to allocate storage space dynamically, which is helpful for efficiently managing theme provisional logical volumes. LVM theme provisioning involves creating theme pools that dynamically allocate space to volumes as needed. Unlike traditional LVM volumes that pre-allocate space, theme pools are used to provide an efficient way to allocate storage space on an as-needed basis, allowing volumes to consume space dynamically rather than reserving a fixed amount in advance. So the other options do not accurately describe the purpose of a theme pool in LVM. So the correct option is C. Moving to next question. Which file stores account information? Options are as below. Among the given options, the option D is correct. That is /etc/passwd. This file contains essential user account information such as username, user IDs, group IDs, home directories, shell information, and many more. So correct option is D. Next question. What command is used to modify a user's property or information in Linux? Options are alter user, user mod, edit user. The correct option is C, user mod. This command in Linux is specially designed to modify a user's account property, including changing the username, user ID, primary group, home directory, login shell, and other attributes related to a user account. Other options are incorrect, that is not a standard commands for modifying user properties in Linux. So correct option is user mod. Moving to next question. What UID is always assigned to the root account? Options are 0, 1, 100, 1000. So the correct option is 0. What command display the group membership for a user? Options are ls groups, list groups, group show, groups. So correct option is D, groups. This command, when executed without any arguments, will display the groups a user is a member of. So correct option is D. What file stores group information? Options are as below. Among the given options, the option B is correct, that is /etc/group. This file holds details about groups in a Linux system, including group names, group IDs, and the list of users who belong to each group. Which command is used to delete a user account in Linux? Options are del user, remove user, user del, delete user. Among the given options, the user del command is used to delete a user account in Linux. It removes the user's entry from the /etc/passwd file and the home directory. And other options are not standard commands for deleting user accounts in Linux. So correct option is user del. The etc shadow file stores secure password. Is this statement true or false? Yes, this statement is true. The etc shadow file stores secure passwords. Next question. What command is used to display the list of users in Linux system? Options: show users, list users, users, who. So the correct option is D, who. This command is used to display the list of users currently logged into the Linux system. Other options might seem appropriate but not the standard commands to display the list of users. So correct option is D. Next question. The sudo command allows users to run processes as other users, most typically the root users. Options are true or false. So the statement is true, as the sudo command in Linux allows users to execute commands within the privilege of another user, typically the root user. This enables authorized users to perform administrative or privileged tasks without needing direct access to the root account. The sudo command helps in providing controlled access to specific commands or operations while maintaining security and accountability. So this statement is true. Which command is used to display the details of a specific user in Linux? Options are who am I, user info, ID, user details. So the correct option is ID. ID command is in Linux provides information about the current user or a specified user, such as their user and group IDs, supplementary group IDs, and the groups the user is a member of. Who am I returns the current logged in user. User info and user details are not standard commands for displaying user specific details in Linux. The correct option is ID. What command is used to lock a user account in Linux? Options are suspend user, lock user, user log, passwd-l. So the correct command is passwd-l. Executing this command with the username locks the specified user account by adding a character, exclamatory character, in front of the encrypted password in the /etc/shadow file, effectively preventing the user from logging in while retaining the account and its setting. So correct option is passwd-l. Next question. Which command is used to assign additional group membership to a user in Linux? Options are user group, group mod, add user group, user mod -a, capital G. So the correct option is D. This command allows adding a user to additional groups in Linux. The -A capital G option appends the user to supplementary groups without removing the user from their primary group. This command helps manage a user's group membership by adding them to existing supplementary group. Other commands are not standard commands, so those are incorrect. Moving to next question. Which command is used to set an expiration date for a user account in Linux? Options are expiry user, user expire, change, expire-u. So the correct command is change. This command in Linux allows the modification of the password expiry information for a user account, including setting expiration dates or intervals for password changes and account expiration. What command is used to list the groups a user belongs to in Linux? Options are groups, user groups, show user groups, list groups. The correct command is the groups. When executed without any arguments, display the groups a user is a member of in Linux. Other options are not standard commands, so these are not correct options. Next statement. 92.257.19.21.228 is a valid IP address. True or false? So this is the false statement. This IP address is not a valid IP address. In an IPv4 address, each octet segment of the IP address separated by dots can have a value from 0 to 255. However, the octet with the value of 257 in the given exceeds the valid range of the 0 to 255. So, the statement is false. Which command is used to test network connectivity between two hosts in Linux? Options are ping, netping, checknet, testcon. So, netping command is commonly used to test the reachability and latency between two hosts by sending ICMP echo request packets to the destination and waiting for the ICMP echo reply packet in response. This helps in verifying network connectivity between devices on a network. So, correct option is ping. Given an IP address of 199.83.131.0 and a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, what is the broadcast address? Options are as below. So, among the given option C is correct broadcast address for the given IP address and the subnet mask. In a subnet with a subnet mask of this, the last octet is used for host addressing. The network address represents the first address within the range and the broadcast address represents the last address. For a IP address with the subnet mask of this, the range of address in the subnet mask would in the subnet would be from this .0 to .255. The last address of this range is reserved for broadcast traffic, so it is considered the broadcast address for devices in that subnet. So correct option is C. Which configuration file controls the order in which lookups are performed? Options are as below. Among the given configuration, the C configuration controls the name service switch behavior in Linux system, defining the order and sources used for various system databases like host, users, groups. It determines the sequence in which different sources such as local files, DNS, NIS or LDAP are consulted for resolving different types of queries. So option C is correct. Which of the following IP addresses does not fall within a private address range? Options are as below. Among the given options, the IP address that does not fall within a private address range is option B. Other IP addresses fall within the private range. Next question, what range of ports are considered unprivileged ports? Options 0 to 1023, 0 to 1000, 1024 to 2048, 1024 to 65535. The range of ports considered as unprivileged ports is option D. The unprivileged ports are used by applications and services and are accessible to regular users, while privileged ports are typically used by system services and requires elevated privileges to be opened. So correct option is D. What command can be used to display the host name of a Linux system? Options hostname, uname -n, hostname -f, all of the above. The correct option is all of the above. Each of these commands, when used appropriately, provides information about the host name of the Linux system. So correct option is D. Next question. Entries added to the etc host file becomes automatically available in DNS. Options true or false. So the correct option is false. The changes or entries in the etc host file are not automatically propagated to the DNS system or shared across the network. DNS operates separately and requires its own record to be configured and updated in order to the changes to be reflected across the network or the internet. So the statement is false. Next statement. DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Is this statement true or false? So this is a true statement. DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. It is a network management protocol used to dynamically assign IP addresses and other network configuration settings to devices on a network. This allows devices to join the network and obtain necessary network parameters within manual configuration. So the statement is true. Thanks for watching.